Hi, how are you? Japanese happy and Hikikomori happy? According to the United Nations, Japanese are ranked 62nd in terms of happiness. As reported by the UN, Japan seems to be the least happy country in the developed world. This happiness is determined by GDP per capita, healthy life expectancy, social support, generosity, perceptions of corruption. Something other than GDP and healthy life expectancy is subjective happiness. The key to this generosity seems to be whether or not they donated to charity activities. I think Japan is at a disadvantage in this regard, as the custom of donation is not rooted in Japan. But I can understand why the UN added this point to the survey to measure happiness. It's because spending money for others can make people feel happy. I wondered if this was specific to people who could afford to live in rich countries, but it was the same result in poor countries. It was also the same result in the infant's experiment. The little girl was happy to receive candies, but she was more pleased when she shared them with her stuffed animals. The act of helping others must have helped the species to survive. Maybe that's how humans evolved. Interestingly, Costa Rica is at the top of the happiness rankings. People in South America tend to feel happier regardless of their income, and they have a low suicide rate. But for some reason, Suriname and Guyana have a high suicide rate. Incidentally, Guyana is the only country in South America where English is the official language. Though Scandinavia is at the top of the happiness rankings, they have a surprisingly high suicide rate. Despite having good welfare, is there an effort of climate? There was a study like this at Harvard University. The researchers picked out some people with high levels of happiness and surveyed their acquaintances. They found that the people around them also had high levels of happiness. There is a similar study in an experiment conducted for 20 years in Massachusetts, USA. It finds that if your friends are happy, your happiness is increased by 15%. If your friends are happy, your happiness is increased by 80%. If your friends are happy, it has a positive effect on your happiness. But if there are 4 friends in between, your happiness isn't increased. I mean, there is a chain of happiness. Alan, who wrote the classic of happiness, said, "You have a duty to be happy." The reason it's a duty, not a right, is because both happiness and unhappiness are contagious. The latest research in happiness confirmed Alan's claim. I was shocked to know about the results of these happiness experiments. Engaging with people leads to a higher level of happiness. This is an inconvenient truth for Hikikomori. But there's no point in mourning for it. I would like to think about how to increase the level of happiness for Hikikomori. Bye. See you again.